everyone! Today I'm here to talk about my experience of going to be a fan manager plus stylist, basically to support my friend who performed at both Showchamp and Arirang TV. So let's get started. Yay! Okay, so I went to Showchamp. It was the 499th, which was kind of sad. It would have been nice if it was on the 500th, but I think they had probably other people going on it. So, as you guys can see, I brought a screenshot. I was just so proud of this moment that I'll share it with you guys. I gotta be part of this Showchamp. As you can see, it has my friend's name, Sora, on it. I got to see Billy. I got to see Golden Child. I think it was either Golden Child or some guy group. I don't remember who it was. So one of the things that I had to do was, well, first of all, as a fan manager, and it was my first time hearing about a job position called fan manager. But what you gotta do is, one, get all the fans gathered. And this is actually a very common job. Maybe, I don't know if I think it is kind of like a job. I don't know if it's actually hired by the entertainment, but if anyone knows about how to be a fan manager, let me know. But you gather all the fans, like contact-wise, etc. For me, since my friend didn't have like a lot of the fans and it was most of her friends who was joining that I already knew of, it was easy for me to contact them and tell them to gather at one place. And luckily, Sora's manager Neem helped out a lot for me because it was actually my first time being a fan manager, so I didn't know what to expect. Second, you had to other fan managers get to do like a voting of who gets to go in first, like rock paper scissors of who gets to go in first. And the reason why this is important is, one, we had to do a rock paper scissors, but I didn't get to participate, which was kind of sad. So that was unfortunate, but you get to pick who gets to go in first. And why that's important is, if you get in first, you get to be in front of the stage because it's all standing and there's no spot. So the best, normally maybe the famous fandom might get in first, but look, sometimes it's done by rock paper scissors. And we got in, I think maybe 5th or 6th. And what they do is, on the second floor, they make us sit down. We all sat down and we're kind of okay, we're waiting, and there are these big bodyguards being don't bring in your phone. And when they say don't bring in your phone, please, if anyone gets to go to Showchamp, please don't bring your phone, because you get kicked out, and that's the worst experience to have. If you get kicked out, you can't come back. You're kind of stranded in this cage. I call it a cage, but so you keep the phones on second floor and there's no one passing by. So it's kind of like an open area where you place your phones or your bags at. So you're not supposed to bring your bags and everything. The only thing you can bring inside are signs, any signs or paper thingy you got, or light beam, what the heck. And so we, as a fan manager, I failed. I did not make anything because it was kind of last minute. She told me 2 days before, and I was like, yeah. And it was during the weekend, so it kind of was a disaster of trying to create something. So what I ended up doing was, we got paper, right? We got paper and we wrote Sora, but she said we could see Sora very well. So I was very happy that that was going on. So we got into this cage thing, and I don't have a picture, obviously, because we can't take the background picture, but what was funny about it was there are waiting time, and on one side there are the MCs. So Billy, Zuki was MC, and I got to see her real life. Wow. I bet you guys are all jealous. 진짜 와. I see why Suki is so popular. She has this charisma that everyone loves. So I was like, oh. And we got to see the pre-recording version because everything was live during it. 야, 쯔키가 제일 예뻤어. 진짜 예뻤어. 쯔키나 난 진짜 예뻤고. So Sora was first, and one of the tips I want to give you guys as a fan manager slash fan that I got to experience. And by the way, people talking about how evil fans are, they're not. They're really pure. They're just there to support their loved ones. But if you're rude, then they're rude, you know. So you gotta be nice, and they're nice to you. So one of the tips I want to give you guys, if you ever go to ShowChamp, is if you know kind of the order of your fan, like what time period your friend's gonna be or your idol is gonna be on, I highly recommend you nicely ask, say, "Excuse me, sorry, for me, I knew Sora was first because I kind of cheated." And I saw the list of who's going to go first. So I knew Sora was first, and I was like, "Hi, like my friends or my idol." You have to say your idol, not your friend. For me, it was my friend, but it was really hard to think in my brain, oh, she's an idols, right? So I was like, I'm Sora's fan. That's the great way to start. Like, oh, I'm XX fan. And so can I switch spots with you when she's on? Just say that. 9 out of 10 times they'll be like, sure, go ahead. Like, are you sure you're gonna like switch back? And you'll be like, yeah. So I met this girl from, I think it was Russia, and she was like, we kept saying that, and I was talking to my friend in English, and she's like, oh, are you like, do you know your friend's order? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, like then go ahead of me. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, yeah. So we were actually front row, and you could see our sign in the back, like the white paper. So I was very happy with that. And one of the unfortunate thing is that you have to stay there for an hour and 20 minutes the whole time, which is kind of tiring. Well, I was really tired. I was really tired because I have body issue. I have stamina issue, right? So for an hour and 20 minutes, we stood there cheering for everyone. Honestly, I thought it'd be nice to cheer for everyone. And you could see there are definitely those popular fans versus those that are kind of like not well known yet. So I wanted to cheer for everyone. The popular one that was there was definitely Heejin from Artemis. And Golden Child was definitely popular. Niju, there was a couple. There was a PVG fan because they pre-recorded, so the fans definitely knew. Eiley 1 was quite well known too, so I was like, wow. And luckily I knew Eiley 1, so I was very happy. And so yeah, that was my fan manager experience. Now, luckily I got there earlier, and I got to see the background, like, of how everything was done, which was so cool. It was definitely one of the coolest experiences because for me, growing up in US, I only got to see like the background of NBC through TV, right? But to see it in real life, it was a great experience. One of the hardest thing for me was not to be fangirling. That being said, I'm backstage. I'm seeing like Golden Child, Ghost 9, Kingdom, etc. And for me to just be like, 안녕하세요, 수고하셨습니다, 안녕하세요, was like so hard. Like, because I was like, oh my god, that's Niju. Oh my god, that's so-and-so. Oh my god, that's blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, that's Billy, right? Like, so for me, I was like, 안녕하세요, 수고하셨습니다. 네, but inside I was like, ah! And so it was really cool, but obviously if you were to do that, you'd get kicked out thinking that a fan was, you know, secretly going in. So luckily, because of my friend, I got to have this great experience. Yeah. It was like, I'm like, 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요. So I kept it very professional. Sora's one of her 이사님, so one of her different manager helped me get into the backstage because they just signed me up as a video filmer, and that's actually what I did. So a lot of the films that she's gonna upload on Instagram or YouTube was filmed by me. And I think she was very happy with it because you know how I've done a lot of Instagramming and I'm doing YouTube videos, I've done vlogging, so I kind of know what kind of videos are good for editing. So that's what I did. And I got to film the backstage, which was really cool. I also got to film manager's backstage too. Manager 님 filming Sora's performance, which you guys get to see, right? You guys see a lot of K-pop idols do that, where they are seeing the whole full screen and you just film it just to see how the rehearsals went. So that was really fun to see. And I was screaming like a girl inside, like, "Oh my god, my friend's on show champion! That's so cool!" But I was like, "Yeah, 수고하셨습니다. 안녕하세요." So that was really cool. And one of my side experience I had, at least at Show Champ, was the reason why I did Moon Jong-up's music video reaction was because Sora had 4 people, including me, go to her place, right? Or go to this Show Champ. And these 4 people are not like experienced K-pop fans. That being said, they don't know how loud they can scream. And they're too embarrassed because, I mean, like, it's like my friend going up there, right? So we were kind of embarrassed. But I tried my best. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I was like, "Hit the road! Whoa, whoa, whoa! 사랑해요, 소라 언니!" You know, I tried hard. I tried really hard to do that because it's a great way of supporting. But I got to meet right before the show started. I got to meet up with a couple of Moon Jong-up's fan. And the reason why was I saw their light stick and it looked really cool. So I was like, "Hey, like, I love your light stick. What group is this?" And they were like super excited to talk about it. And so they were like, "Oh, it's like Moon Jong-up from BAP. They recently came out, blah, 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 blah." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. That's really like a great experience that you're coming here to support him." And like, you know, like we're praising each other. And I was telling about how Sora is like a new beginner. She did debut, but she like kind of restarted. She had some hardmanship, blah blah blah. So they were like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, we only have 4 people," and they were like, "Oh, we'll cheer for you. Like, don't worry about it." And I thought they were kind of joking because, you know, like, why would they, right? But like, I was very happy because at the end, I didn't know you could scream. Like, I didn't know how this thing works, right? But at the end, you hear a bunch of fangirls screaming like their lungs out, and I'm like, "Onnies, I love you." Because they were like, "Yeah!" And you could hear in between screaming, which wasn't done by me. And I was like, wow, 진짜, this is why you need an educated fangirl. Like, don't make fun of fans. They are highly educated. They know this thing so well that I was just really amazed. Like, I was touched and amazed, and wow, I cannot judge them. No one can judge them. For a lot of muggles to be like, "Oh my god, fangirling, what's up?" Right? Like, don't judge. They are amazing people. So I just wanted to talk about Moon Jong-up another time. So she went to Show Champ, and then yesterday I went to Arirang. I went to Arirang, and this hasn't been aired yet, so I'm not going to talk too much in depth about it, but I definitely got to see a couple of them. I actually got to meet up with NTX fans that was waiting outside of Arirang. I was streaming outside right before helping out with my friend, so it was nice seeing them. They were shy to talk to me. I was shy to talk to these young girls, so we had this shying moment. And I got to learn about NTX, but they weren't there, which was unfortunate. But yeah, hello! We meet again if you ever get to see my YouTube videos, right? So what's really cool about Arirang was that their parking lot's kind of open. So if you know the cars of K-pop idols, you could kind of see them while waiting in front of the parking lot. Though the unfortunate thing was that it was very cold yesterday. So for these girls to wait outside in the cold weather was kind of unfortunate. But you could see the dedication from these girls. So that was that. We parked, and when we were going in, we got to see NTX going out, and I'm like, I just learned about you, and it's really cool to see you guys in person, and I'm freaking out, right? I'm like, damn! Like, how you girls, if you guys got to talk to me, I could have been like, you know, like my sister's a fan of you kind of thing. But they didn't, so yeah. And then I had to have that like professional, I'm an employee, being like, 안녕하세요. You know, the face changes. So that was that. Unfortunately, there wasn't much of like, since it wasn't like a complete live show, I think, we didn't get to there wasn't any interaction with other K-pop idol, which was kind of unfortunate. So we couldn't film Sora's challenge dances there. So that was kind of sad. But yeah, Arirang was definitely a little smaller than Show Champ, but it's definitely a cooler. I love the whole setting. Like, they had the lights and the background images, and everyone looks so professional. You could not be screaming. So like, I was so proud of my friend being like, eh. So that's gonna be out soon. So definitely check it out when you guys see it. So, in conclusion of all this like hype about Showchamp, if you guys have an opportunity to at least go to Showchamp, since you can't go to the Arirang TV one, definitely go there. I don't know how to get the tickets, but it's definitely a hard experience to get the tickets. Trust me, like, I bet it's hard. But if you ever get to go, just follow a couple of the rules and take a couple of my tips of don't bring your phones. Definitely don't bring your phones. And switch spots with anyone if you can. I highly recommend it, because you get to see your fans, and these fans are willing to switch spots with you. Because as long as you switch back, don't be like a annoying person and be like, can we switch, and don't switch back, because then you're ruining this whole like positive culture that we might be starting. So hopefully when you see your buddy, just be like, thank you, you know, thank them, always thank them, being like, thank you for letting me being in front and seeing my unnies or my oppas, and then switch back. And have a great time. It's a great time, great experience for you guys to see the K-pop idols. They do interact with you. I got to interact with a couple of the K-pop idols, like not from the far away, because I'm like waving hi, and for them to see this like obnoxious girl being like, oppa, they were like. And one of my friends said, I didn't know, but I kept doing this, right? I was like, hey, heart me back, right? I was like, heart me back. This guy was like, so whoever you were, thank you. I still haven't figured out who the guy group was, unfortunately. But yeah, they were definitely used to it. But I loved seeing the guys and the girls. They were both beautiful and nice, and hopefully you guys get to go. Highly recommend it. So this was all for my experience as a fan manager. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment below. But like I said, I wasn't like an official fan manager and everything. I was just there to help my friend if she needed anything with taping and everything. Yeah. But if you guys have anything related to Showchamp that you want to ask me that I could try to answer, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you ASAP. So that was all for my little Showchamp talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any... Oh, I just said that. Okay, but yeah, that's all. I'll see you guys on my next VOD. Bye, guys! So Sora wanted me to take a picture, like, of herself so that she could check her makeup. And so I got this, and I thought this was so cute. Isn't she adorable?